This ain't Republican. This ain't Democrat. This ain't red or blue. This ain't any color. This is just us talking shit. So don't get offended by anything we say. Although we try to say things as offensive as we can. This is the TKK Turnkey Kids Podcast, episode 11. And we chillin'. They ain't no telling what we're going to get 11? Into today. Yeah, we on 11. And here's a word from our sponsor.
My tongue slither like the feel of a snake skin, make you quiver. Reptilian brain waves into the cerebellum. Hear the cadence, a Cajun nation waging war on the haters. Don't hate the player, hate the game, or get attacked by the gator. Snapping limbs like nacho flavored slip gems. I'm not your average, I'm macho man Randy Savage. Picasso the talent, take this gallon of paint. A perfect picture of your date, make her my mate. Wait, you even said she escaped. I ain't going there, I'm on the brink of a breakthrough. New ways to cast spells to make you higher than Quaalude. With natural ingredients, wake the dead with the beat. This is weekend at Bernie's, your corpse sway with obedience. Achieve alleviated pain and expedience. No weaning off this potion. Don't blame me when you in need of it. I could leak the broth poured in the secret sauce, but without the force within you, it would all just be a loss. I spit voodoo. I spit voodoo. What do you mean? I get the crooning. They tune into my liquid for so long that they pruning. A gloomy night, I look luminous to them, cause they gluten. More human than human, doobie, I'm the best thing smoking. Hot boxing with Mike Tyson, soon as I hit the road. I'm the shaman who invited the champ to hit the toe. Fit the mold, set the tone in any seance. Bring the chaos, switch tailored to disrupt the ebb and flow. For the slaughter chicken, hit rappers in any pecking order. Fed the scraps of the buzzers, use the feathers for better karma. For the EY, I'm saying Beatles on St. Peter with a leader, a huge ass beer and good reefer. Peter bless the Crescent City, me pee on the water meter. In the heat of the night with my people and Jeep creepers. Take a picture for social media, show those tags. Can't help but to show me love, I got my mojo, baby. I spit voodoo.
Alright, we're going here first. Did y'all notice any changes in the weather in Louisiana yet?
No, hot to hot to hot to hot. Yeah, no.
Today was a little cool.
I can feel a slight.
Today was like the best type of weather ever.
No,
it was cool,
today
bro.
Was still hot. Like
what was that?
What time of the day you got up?
I went out to Slide Out. I went to Spirit, and I was.
When I woke up this morning, I walked out the door. It was feeling good outside.
I don't think the 90s hit the high. The high hit the 90s today. I really don't. It didn't feel like it. Honestly, it didn't feel like it. What was our high today? Weather, Maine.
80 something. It's 70 something. Now it's gonna tomorrow.
That weather.
Tomorrow 73, 88. So pretty much.
I don't think we hit 90, which is good news for us.
What is that? AccuWeather?
No, that's the Weather Channel app.
Yeah, the Weather Channel app, whatever the iPhone thing is. That thing's never accurate.
We may get a front. I think it's this weekend. Is it this weekend?
I thought it was supposed to be here.
I don't know.
Well, no, they had one small front, and then they had supposed to have like the first legit front. And that's what we experiencing now. That's why we in the high 80s. Is because we had a little front come through, a little small.
Yeah, I hope we got it for this weekend front. For the costume party. Because I would need some air.
Won't be
he got the long sleeves on.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, look, right now we'll go into where we at now. This weekend, for sure, at Size Bar right here in our hometown. St. Bernard, Louisiana. We're having a costume contest, and it's beautiful that the response we're getting so far, like the people who plan on coming out and dressed to impress. I think we doing things right because we're going to be the first costume contest in our radius. First costume night, so we opening up Halloween season.
Yeah.
We're ahead of the ball game for everybody. But the podcast, salute to the podcast. We're on Spotify now. iHeartRadio. Everywhere you can find us. So anybody who hasn't been listening, and following us on YouTube, if you do have a podcast site that you like to go to, like TuneIn. TuneIn is my favorite podcast site when I feel like listening to a podcast. So it's on all major platforms, and the great thing is we've actually picking up some steam and some attention from using these audio sites. Like
people just searching us and keywords and sticking to the conversation.
Right, they want topics. They look for a topic. They find, then you find us. And I think we did an excellent job, fellas, of the name.
Yeah.
Because nobody used it yet, and it's one of those ones that's sitting right in front of your face.
Turnkey Kids.
But people don't even know what that means.
Nope.
And they don't realize they're a turnkey kid. It's crazy.
Yeah. First subject, where we going?
Well,
the
after he had his outburst.
yeah. Yeah, Tommy's outburst. Yeah, y'all gonna have to catch that on the they had the
No, wait. I thought we were talking about the UFO outburst.
Well, we can
the Trump outburst.
Well, yeah, debating about whether we should talk about that or not. Should we get into it? But hey, the coaches thing, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I think it's funny. People all over the world. This is a local coach in the New Orleans, St. Augustine coach either got fired or got asked to resign because he was gonna get fired off of his statements that he made. Is a pre-hype, like motivational speeches.
Yeah, like a chant
that he, football players huddle. Sometimes they can say some things that sound like you want to kill another person. The fact that this is in a high school, how long has this chant been going on for? Because the players sound like they've been knowing about it.
Yeah, they know it.
Like they knew it really well. They sung it in sequence. You're the head coach. Football, to me, this is why I think, why didn't anybody tell him, bruh, this ain't gonna work? Like, what you doing?
Yeah.
You got assistant coaches. You have multiple players on the team. The players probably don't care about it because it sounded, like to them, it's cool. He's a player's coach, based on his chant.
Yeah.
But somebody had to say, "Hey, dude."
And the thing about it is,
if this goes public, you done.
Yeah.
Bro.
In his chant, he said a racial slur, and that was and even they were saying he said something before that
shoulder. What he said?
Shoulder
pads. Somebody look it up. Look up the quote.
Yeah. He says shoulder pads rip apart these, and he said like a racial slur. And the players were that were chanting that, and that's a big deal but like you were saying, to the players it might not seem as bad. Like he might be like a player's coach, and like he but to me it's like who was in the locker room and who videotaped that, and was it a player, was it a coach that told him before, like, look, this is gonna get you in trouble, and was he not listening, or was this a coach trying to get his job? Was it a player disgruntled that he didn't get playing time? But either way, no matter how you look at it, like he said a racial slur. It doesn't matter if he is black. It doesn't matter. Like it's still, you don't say that. Like that's not right. Like, and it's I don't think they'll have it on. I don't have that. I think they'll have the audio.
Well, it was on YouTube. I found the video on YouTube. But just for him to say it.
Yeah, it's a bad look, man. That's stupid.
You messed up.
You can't find another word like
St. Augustine coach, and you'll find the video.
Ain't this the thing?
I mean, we don't have to listen to the video. Right, but they said, cause the video was in there.
Yeah, they took the video off.
He thinks he took the video down
for political, and even on YouTube it's censored. But it should be. It's just it's you getting a group of players that are in high school that really believe in you. You're the coach, and you're the head of. It's different. Craig Williams was talking to men when he said kill the snake.
Right, they even took the quotes out of the article.
Yeah,
because the quotes was in the article. And that's what made me go chase the video. Go to YouTube and just put St. Augustine football coach. And what this is a relatively, this is a black school, like a black high school.
Shit, that thing popped up right away.
So yeah, there's one, but you can't. You gotta find that locker room footage. There was a video. I just had it. I can't put it on because we on Facebook Live. But I just want that. There it is, right there. 2 pads. All right. So we're gonna play this. I'm gonna put this on the camera. Right, so he got 2 hands. I think he said 2 pads, knocking that
and
shit loose.
And then saying this ain't all shit. This ain't all shit. Yeah,
right, yeah, because he even used the shit word. Yeah. Like Saint all shit, Saint, and he's got high school kids.
Yeah, so if that's Saint all shit, that's been going on for Saint all shit. You know what I mean?
But I don't even think that would be NFL like a.
No,
NFL appropriate.
No, it wouldn't. No, at any level. No, no.
You
don't hear Mike Tomlin. No, that's shit's it's unprofessional and it's stupid.
I get
I get all that, bro. But I'm gonna say on my behalf, I feel like what they saying in the locker room talk should be stay in the locker room.
Well, that's why
recording that shit and putting them on blast, bro.
Yeah, there's a motive behind it. It is like it's a family. You keep it in house, so there's a reason behind that video.
So to go record them and put them out there like that, that's cold-hearted, bro.
Right. So somebody intentionally filmed it because it's probably not the first time he said it. This may be a season chant. Is it something that's been going on for a couple of years? Like I said, the way the players just knew it and felt it and they sung it in sequence, you could tell it wasn't something that they just, we're going to say this today. And he may, look, truth be told, he may have never been the guy who came up with it.
Yeah.
It may have been one of the players, captains on the team that said that.
Yeah, and
it got him motivated and got him bucked up. And a big game, big Friday night like game, like we need this. So he may have used that as a tool for his motivation. Yeah. You don't know.
We don't know, dude. That might even be like, I don't listen to the radio as much as I do. That might be lyrics from a popular song that he's, it might be something that caught on, but I think, it's stupid. You should know as a professional, especially at a program like St. Aug,
Right, they state champ. I mean, it's a solid program.
I feel like it's stupid, but in the same sense, bro, if they had that type of connection and that kind of vibe towards each other, and it's something that's in private in the locker room between y'all, whoever put that out there, that's wrong, bro.
And here's the issue, and I can tell you,
like nobody in the world wouldn't even know about it, and because everybody's sensitive these days,
right?
And you're right. So you know what I'm saying? So they, I feel like they're blowing it out of proportion in a little bit, because it's not as bad as what you think. I mean,
well, no, it's not. But here's the deal, and this is where I would say, y'all know I coach middle school ball, right? It's girls ball, so it's different. I mean, I would never say girls just motivate differently.
Right.
But I don't get paid to do it. I can't get caught saying that.
Yeah, no.
You know what I'm saying?
And you can even say take the B word.
Right.
No.
Right. No. Well, here's the issue. Like you said,
Higgins, calm down.
Social media is a problem. Like if you can't post any, we basically stress to the kids because kids don't really understand as much as the adults do. Like these are preteens, early teens. They don't really understand playing time so much as adults do, and this is what I'm gonna go straight to the
roles on
subject.
The team,
So they'll get mad at each other because one gets more playing time than the other, and it'll just turn into these escalate into these
animosities within the team,
which can cause tension in the locker room, so to say. Well, they don't get the social media thing, because that's what that is. That's where things like this probably happen a whole lot more in the past and haven't got broadcasted, because all you can do is you can pretty much share everything you're doing in real time to the world.
Yep.
And what
because
I would
of social
say,
media. Yep.
So, and I actually had a talk with the girls yesterday over this, because what they'll do is if they have a problem with each other, they'll go. They don't realize. They don't even know. They don't realize what they're doing. Like, they'll go blast somebody's problem with another person on social media in real time.
Yeah.
When you heat it up, like when you mad.
They didn't take a second to chill about it. They just went straight
exactly.
to it.
And then everybody knows
Yeah.
what happens in a locker room is supposed to stay in the locker room.
Exactly.
That's the golden rule. Like, this is our problem. It's not the world's problem to know and hear, and
right.
You know, because once you do that, especially for y'all, because look.
Yeah. And it's always one
now the office is gonna find out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we could keep this between us. Now the office is gonna.
There's
find
always
out.
gonna be
So
that
now
Kyle
you done screwed
Turley.
up.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Now you done screwed up, because now I can't even protect you at this point, because you done went public. I can't even get in the middle and try to defuse the situation, because you done went and told everybody else your opinion on this one person, and it turns into a tit for tat because they egos are too big. You know
that actually just cost Antonio Brown his career.
for sure.
Not chilling
Right.
the hell out. The accusations are probably false, and he just went like texting
He
her
just
about
had
her
to go
kid,
send
yo.
that email,
like,
bro.
Like,
A bunch of
text,
threats,
like how about you
egotistical.
just, even if it's fake, let the court system beat it. They got no proof. It's an opportunistic time. But if you're gonna go off the hinge, you just
They say
text
he said
somebody
every word
like
in the
that,
book
like
to that woman,
like
too.
every disrespectful thing, and send her pictures of her kids. Like,
Right.
that's why, like, the Patriots said, like, that was it. Like, that the picture, like, that was it. You don't do that. Like,
And
how
that's what I
stupid
mean.
can
Like,
you be?
him being in a position where he is, where he's that big, where anything he says is gonna get seen immediately
Yeah.
by a million people.
Yeah.
You know, what I stress is like, and this is kind of away from what he did, but I told him yesterday, all right, so you mad at this one particular person over something, so you're gonna turn around on social media and say something because, like you said, you're in the heat of the moment, you're mad, but you're not thinking in the clear state, because you're not gonna be mad forever.
Yeah,
it's an
right.
adrenaline rush, so you let your adrenaline get the best of you. Now once you put it on there, everybody sees it, you can't get rid of it, it's public.
Yeah.
You know, and I said, you got to keep that same energy, right?
Yeah.
So now you done posted something with that energy. Tomorrow you don't even feel the same way about it, because you were just mad at the time.
Yeah.
But now that you made it public, you got to
There's no delete
fake
button.
Yeah.
this
taking it
energy,
back.
or you gonna
Yeah.
look like a punk. If
Yep.
you don't, you know what I mean? And somebody come and get you. Somebody's looking for you. Not, you know, because you didn't call somebody out, and you didn't let it be handled in the right way. You never did the right things just by saying it. So in a team, what that does is it diffuses, it completely destroys a team. Now, and what I mean by destroying a team is these guys might love this coach. Obviously, it sounds and looks like they love this guy.
Yeah.
Right.
This can destroy their whole season.
They seem like they vibe together.
Yeah.
Well, they were feeling what he was saying.
Yeah,
you know
they
what
were
I'm saying?
chanting loud. You know, it was almost like, you know, when Breeze starts his 1, 2, like that chant. You know, and it, like, to me, I'd like to know where the video came from. Did it come from a student? Did it come from a coach? And what was the reasoning behind it? Was it?
They might have just never thought about it and was just recording.
I don't
know?
think it came.
They was probably just so bucked up, you know.
I don't think it came from a student. And the reason why I don't think it came from, well, let's say a player. Like, because when you say
Right.
student, you're thinking
Yeah,
player.
player. Yeah.
I don't think it came from a player. And the reason why is because if the player's in the huddle.
Yeah,
all
yeah,
52
yeah.
you guys are in the huddle.
Unless it's a player that's like, okay, I quit. and this is like I'm getting no playing time. I quit the
some
team, and this
normal
is how I'm
staff
going. Like,
member.
I think probably a staff member that might have been
Could
disgruntled.
have been the ball boy, right?
Yeah, it could have been the water boy. It
That's
could
what I
have
mean.
been
It could be
anybody.
a student, but it's not definitely not a player because the player's got to get in that huddle.
Yeah.
You know, and if he's not in that huddle, somebody gonna call him out. Coach is gonna say either you get in this huddle, or you get out.
Or it even could be like a player being bucked up, filming it, putting it on Snapchat, and somebody from the school seeing it on Snapchat, recording it and letting it out.
Right. What I mean is why it's not a player is because they not filming. Right?
Yeah.
Or it could be, hey, homie, it could be a player's post.
Yeah.
Hold this. Film this for me, dog.
Yeah.
And jump in that huddle and boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Get and then turn
Not
around and
thinking
post
about
it.
Yeah.
Not realizing, which is silly. Like you're a high school kid,
Yeah.
you should know.
But yeah,
that it
you
ain't
got a
right.
point because like if you getting ready to go out to and you're a player, you got your helmet in your hand, you don't have your phone in your hand. You know, like
Right.
you're not. So
Right, I can't dance
It
with you
was
guys.
it might have never been
boom,
intended for any
you know?
spiteful reasons. It was, like you said, he handed the phone back. Yeah, record this.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now it's being blown out of proportion because they wasn't thinking about it.
I don't think it was posted to say, let's show everybody what he's doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was posted to show this is how St. All get down.
Yeah.
Like this is the
And
camaraderie.
then
this is
when
how
people
this team,
see, and when people on
Right.
outside the locker room, and when they see this, they overreact about it
Yeah.
because the world's so sensitive.
Because
these days.
it's still kind of taboo to even have them kids saying shit. You know
Well,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like so
I mean,
like,
well,
yeah,
it's-
like,
I mean,
let's be honest. What teenage
No,
bro?
they
When you
do.
12 years old, you
Yeah,
saying
but-
something.
but
bro,
yeah,
soon
like,
you get
no.
away from your mom, you saying all the curse
Look,
words in the book.
yeah, but your coach isn't leading the chant, saying
that's
you know,
that's what the issue is.
he'll
Like,
say like he'll hear shit at practice and let it go, but he's not
Exactly.
gonna be like shit on 3. You know what I
right.
mean?
He's endorsing shit.
Yeah,
Right.
So
I get
everybody's
that.
gonna
Endorsing
those
shit.
kids are gonna say it, make it known that they could talk a certain way
Exactly.
on the field
Yeah.
that they couldn't normally.
But maybe
talk.
the coach is like, well, they gonna say it anyway.
But
Yeah,
that's
but
that,
you
that's
that doesn't
when
give
that,
you.
that,
They're gonna say it anyway.
yeah, that's
gonna
the
say
difference
it.
between. Like he needs to be a mentor for them kids.
Right. I
He
would-
needs to be like,
I
look, I
agree.
understand you're
I
gonna
agree.
say this. I understand,
Alright,
but
so
like
here's-
you gotta be
Right,
respectful.
exactly. So how many of those kids are gonna act like he did at his age?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Like he put himself down to their level
Yeah.
without realizing, that's an unconscious, like, that's a bad decision.
Yeah.
I agree. I
That's
agree.
a
That's
bad
a
way.
bad
That's a
decision.
bad way to try to get coachable out of a kid. Like that. You don't go down to that level. And then if you hear a kid saying that, like you should be the one to tell them, like, dude, like you can't say it like that. If you say that, somebody hears it, that will ruin your career, whatever career you may have. And he shouldn't be the one at the top saying it. Like these kids might get. One of them might be an accountant and might be in the office one day and just and say it, and then you're done.
But see what I think about that, bro, is when you sitting there and you try to filter that out and be like, this is how you're supposed to be in front of the world. Now that kid, you know what he does? He sits there, he'll look at you. Well, I just won't say it around him, but watch when I get away from him. And now you lost where that kid's train of thought is at.
But that trickles down to
It's
the
just-
next
you
person.
lose
Like,
where
you can
his
only
mind is
control
at.
what you do and what you teach.
Right.
So if
I
you
mean,
let
I
it
think-
slide,
I think
You can't be too hard on him about it.
I
though.
really think-
you can't go overboard.
Well, I really think that he could have motivated the children in the same way. Just it's not what you say, it's how you say
Yeah,
it. I think he
right.
could have said the same thing without actually
yeah.
using
Right.
Those
profanity,
two words,
right?
yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like he could have said the same thing without actually using.
Maybe it wasn't
profanity.
something he came up with. Maybe it was something the kids came up with, and and he's like, well,
'Cause
I can't get rid of the whole fucking team
He
because they
wouldn't-
keep saying that.
He'd still be the coach if he didn't use the profanity.
Right.
Because he's still talking about knocking people's snot loose, whatever the hell he's saying. Yeah, knock your shit loose, right? He could have said knock their snot loose. Rather than saying knock their shit loose, and he would still have a job. He made it, and even if somebody filmed it, hey bro, you gotta, You know what happened. You know that's on going viral.
Yeah, don't tell them. Don't like
How
you don't
you
want to
said
be violent. Yeah,
because
Right.
it's kind of it really is silly. It's football.
yeah.
You know,
but
like, even the
here's
Greg
thing,
Williams
no, the
thing,
world
like,
shouldn't
yeah.
even be knowing what happened in that locker room anyway with this
But
talking
you
about.
will. But social media, and to me, that recording is worse to me, even though it was shorter than the Craig Williams shit. Because Craig Williams didn't say nothing. Like, he was just saying some Spartan warrior type shit to
Kill
some
the head
grown
and
ass
the body
man.
will
Yeah,
die,
yeah,
is
exactly.
the
Like,
quote.
that was a metaphor to where you get into you hit them hard and they can't recover from that.
well, they're saying that. I mean, people
Like Reggie
well,
Bush
look.
bringing the bat on the field, you know, like he's not gonna beat people with a bat. He's just
Right.
he's gonna bring the wood. Like, he's
He
gonna,
caught there
Yeah.
swinging.
yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
like
so-
holy shit, he's got a bat. Like, somebody come out there with an axe, you know, like
Well,
what
no,
the fuck's
I-
wrong with that guy?
Just like I don't know how that got into the lock. Like, how did his conversation get blown, overboard? He's an aggressive coach. Everybody knew that.
Yeah.
But those things were going on before he wasn't the inventor.
No,
of
that's
that.
that's an NFL thing. People on other teams were saying, man, that's going on forever.
Like,
any-
the
every
bounty
team-
hole, like the money in the pot kind of thing.
yeah, like, okay.
It was a bullshit charge.
Yeah.
Like, they went.
And how
really
that
went
year
overboard.
on the Bounty Gate, they're like, man, y'all seen what he did to Brett Favre? Y'all seen what they did to Kurt Warner? None of them plays were flagged.
Right.
So they weren't illegal hits. Like, if you knock out you don't go out with the intention to hurt somebody.
Well, Bella ass just got caught during the Buffalo game last week.
Oh, yeah,
bringing his assistant coaches, and I think it was his son or something.
Watching them warm up.
During warm up.
Oh yeah,
What
they
the
got
hell are you
Spygate,
doing out
they got
here?
Deflategate, they got
Right.
all kind of shit. Like,
But dude, that's
the
just the shit they get caught doing. That's
Right,
not the shit
exactly.
they don't get
Right.
caught doing.
Exactly.
So the Saints got red flagged because in the playoffs they went whole hog on these old quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They knew that we're dealing with two pocket quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Both of them are up in age.
Yeah.
If
If you
make
rattle
them
them,
realize how old they are. That's
Yeah.
all they did.
Make Brett Favre throw it across his body.
Right.
That's all you got. And
Right.
he was a turnover machine. Like, that was great defense. That was great defense.
For
That
sure.
whole playoffs, and like none of it was illegal. And even if they did make a little side, like they didn't. It wasn't like, okay, I'm gonna take this career out. Like,
No,
I'm gonna
it
keep
wasn't-
him down. And like it was
Like
was not
the
moving.
Kurt Warner hit. The side, when
Yeah.
he hit him from the side, that Kurt Warner's. What the hell are you doing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What are you doing? You ain't got no swivel.
Yeah.
You just lancing along.
John Elway got hit the same way when he helicoptered into the.
But he was. I mean, he knew that was coming.
Yeah, yeah.
You're all
And
wild.
you just a old-ass dude.
You're all just trotting down the field, acting like you're recovering a phone. Like gonna make a
Yeah.
play on these guys. No, and he saw it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anytime you can get a hit on the quarterback,
Yeah.
get a hit on him. He was just defenseless. Like,
And
it's
he
a legal play.
Like, that
he
was
said
a
it was a
good
legal
tackle.
play,
Yeah,
dog.
I got tackled. Yeah.
It had, I
Yeah.
was a fool for that. That wasn't his fault for laying. I mean, that's legal. You could lay anybody out.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's why the quarterback slides when he runs down the field, so
Yeah.
he can avoid that particular hit.
And then to take out our coach, like Sean Payton's not even a part. Oh, well, ignorance is not an excuse. You're done for a whole year, and that was the year where we were hosting the Super Bowl, and we were red hot. Like, we were coming in, and we were I think we had lost in the playoffs the year before, but we had the team coming back. That ripped us apart. Like, you took a coach away for a whole year.
I don't think that he didn't know.
And then,
No,
and then the following year when they had the Super Bowl in the dome, when the lights went out, some people said that was Sean Payton's revenge.
I don't
He
think
went
he
shut the
didn't.
power out. Bro.
I think shit been going on, and it's probably still going on.
Oh yeah,
It's probably something that's, they're just a little smarter about it.
yeah.
It's actually what's, if you don't want money involved, why are we paying everybody? It's a monetized sport.
Yeah, betting is actually legal now. You could probably bet on a player going out of a game now. Through
Yeah,
Vegas.
right. So we can bet on people's lives.
Yeah,
because
like-
we sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
You know, but we can't. They can't like actually say.
If whoever gets the most
You know,
tackles
most
this game gets $100
right,
for everybody.
right.
DeMario Davis
Most
gets it every
sacks.
game. You know, like,
Yeah.
like he was just fine for wearing that headband. A
Did
man
they
of
go
God.
over-
Oh yeah,
Boy.
what's wrong with that?
Nothing.
It's
Man of God, what's wrong with that?
the only thing that's wrong is with the NFL.
Because it's
Like,
not even really
that dictatorship.
a religion. Like that. God is a broad term.
Yeah, like he wasn't trying, like that spoke to himself, like under his helmet, he like
Right.
calm
So
down.
So now
wait,
we're
so
going-
you're forced to stand and pledge allegiance and everything, but you can't be a man of God.
you can't put that on your body. Yeah,
No,
you can't.
it
it's
can't
not
be-
it's not
right,
uniform.
it's
That's
not-
so
right.
twisted.
Well,
bro.
I think
That's twisted.
the fee came because it's something that's not NFL sanctioned. Like you have to wear, whoever's like sponsoring the NFL, that's what you have to wear,
Yeah,
and it has to be.
and it can't
approved.
like I think it's like kind of like they feel like you're pushing that belief onto somebody, but they're going all crazy about the national anthem. Like if I'm not mistaken, in the national anthem it says "Under God."
Right.
Exactly.
So
it's-
if they're going crazy of somebody not standing up for anthem that says "Under God," like how can you not have that like on your head? Like that's crazy.
It's
But
kinda-
now he's raising money, selling his headbands for a cause.
Right.
That's
Right. So it was where he's gonna make his
backfired on
money.
these-
Well,
yeah.
he's gonna make his money back.
They
That's
kind
what
of
it's gonna be.
contradict themselves with that.
Right.
Oh,
He
totally
did. He's gonna
contradict
get his money. And he may have done that on purpose. Think about it. That was the first game that he was actually a captain for.
Yeah,
So he knew, they know the repercussions.
yeah,
He could say,
And then-
hey, look, this is my new brand. How much am I going to get fined?
yeah.
You know, he roughly
40,000,
probably get
yeah.
about $7,000. I think it was like a $7,000.
No, it was 40,000.
It was 40?
Yeah,
Alright, so
but
it's
to
a
them,
lot.
it's
That's
to them
worth
that's
it.
like 4,000.
Right.
You know,
'Cause
like,
now-
Yeah, but still $40,000.
But
That's
still,
business.
but like he like I think what he's doing with the headband, all of it was he didn't keep any of it. It would all so he made more money off of just to his own charity. He can tax write that
Right.
off. And 40,000, like he's saying, he was a captain. The game after that, they focused right on him during the pre-huddle, and after he did his shit, Drew Brees come in like Eminem from 8 Mile and did his
Yeah.
part. So
Yeah.
that bucked the team up more. So that's
Right.
$40,000 he paid for 2 games
he
to have
knew-
the team at this level.
Right, he knew what he
Right.
was doing.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think he did that just out of knowing that it's gonna get the attention because he knows he can't wear it. They know it. They know enough by now to know that they can't what they can and can't wear. So it's like, all right, you can wear it, but it's gonna cost you $40,000.
They
You
said
know.
he was gonna wear it
Alright.
again. He was putting it on his Twitter, and everybody wanted to wear it. He's gonna
Yeah.
do it again.
I
But then
think
he
the
didn't.
whole team should. No, they'd have suspended the whole team for a year, probably. Gardner Goodell. Like,
Well, no, I mean that's where coaches might have stepped in and said,
No,
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 you're not
his
doing
social
that.
media fans wanted them to wear
Oh,
it.
yeah.
of
Because he had
course.
put it on. I think it was
Right,
like Twitter.
that's what I'm
or
saying.
something.
So
Social media
coaches step
players
in and say,
like-
you ain't
yeah.
wearing that shit.
yeah. Especially, no, you're getting 15, 20 tackles
Right.
from you. You not, yeah, calm
This
down.
Super
They call him
Bowl,
from
Yeah.
Dan Antonio
Yeah.
Brown.
we got Super
Yeah.
Bowls on the line.
Yeah.
You ain't wearing that.
Yeah.
But when we get into religion, now we talking about this. T.I. Brother, T.I. went to Kanye West he had a sermon, I think.
Like
what was it?
advocate,
It was
you know, he was advocating.
Yeah, it was the weekend of church in Magic City, which is that's Las Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Well, T.I. went, 2 Chainz, Killer Mike, a lot of big hip hop artists got invited to this Kanye West, like church weekend. I think it
Yeah,
was.
like
I don't want to say.
like a pre-Illuminati. Nah.
Well, Kanye West has admitted now that he's he's a true Christian, and
Devoted.
every music that he's putting out from here on forward is gonna be, Christian rap. Like,
Yeah.
he's a Christian rapper now.
These
Well-
Kardashians fuck everybody up.
They went
Tell me about it.
well. So from I can I won't chop the story up that bad, but we're getting into religion, and what we're going at is the fact that it's a money grab, you know, and this is not a conspiracy. This is straight game. So we ain't even getting a conspiracy. This is straight game.
Financial. Yeah.
This is, well, so they got woken up at like 4 in the morning. And this is an interview between, a conversation between T.I. and Killer Mike on the Expeditiously podcast, which is T.I.'s new podcast, which is really good. Shout out to T.I. I mean, he speaks really well.
Yeah, he's always there.
Very articulate. He had Alex Jones on the podcast. And, you know, Alex Jones is an avid Trump supporter. And they debated. They had a really clean debate. It wasn't shooting each other in the face.
Yeah.
They agreed on a lot of things. But
it listening to understand instead of listening to argue.
Right. But they felt that, you know, like, they have two different ways to clean it up.
Yeah.
Kind of, I guess. Well, what I'm getting at is they went to this for Kanye West. Got invited on Sunday. The church service was. Both of them got called at like 4 in the morning. And he's like, think about this. We're in Magic City. So everybody's out partying. Like, we just got back to the hotel, going to sleep, getting called to get woken up, telling us we have to be at this church service. So they all show up at the service. T.I. and 2 Chainz came together. When they walked in, people like, I guess you would say church ushers something, told them, hey, we got special seats for you. We got seats for you. They put them all the way in the front row. And they sitting and they watching these different sermons. They going through church. Well, the last speaker who was on the pamphlet, I guess you could say, wasn't done yet, and he said, oh, we're not done yet. We got a special treat for y'all.
Yeah.
Like a surprise treat for y'all. And they thought it was going to be Kanye coming out and giving a sermon. So they were excited about it. Well, some pastor from Houston that they don't even know.
Not Joe Lassie.
Nobody,
huh?
right. No, it wasn't him. He comes out and, like, what the fuck? What are we doing? So he starts. So check this out.
Yeah, Rev Ron
He starts doing this PowerPoint style presentation where he pulls up the church that he came from and how it was like this one room building and only had like a small parking lot. Kind of just like some old shit that you would see on side of the road.
Sarah McLachlan,
like somebody leased this building and only got 4 parking spots and they trying to build their church. And he gets into the fact that during one of the sermons, the pastor brought up the fact that, look, God is asking for, like your help, your calling to give $10,000 to this church. And you're going to see what, see the growth in this church.
Yeah.
And he's saying that this guy, this pastor he wasn't even the pastor in the church. He was actually just a fellowship in the church. And he gave $10,000. And one of the stepping stones to make him a pastor, evidently, I guess. I don't know. Well, now he showed a picture of what the church looks like now. And then he's, this big golden, huge church. And this is God's blessing that did this. So this dude calls out, I need 20, God needs 20 people. I don't know who's it. 20 you got to come up, everybody give $1,000 a piece.
And they all got it because they famous people.
Well, you should see the picture of T.I. in that. They got a picture of him like that.
What?
And he's speaking on it. He said, I'm seeing people get up and they start walking to the fucking front and they put money in. And I'm looking around like, what the fuck is wrong? You don't realize what's going on?
Yeah.
He says, I turned to my wife and said, you see why I don't come to these fucking churches? You see why I don't
I'm tiny?
I can relate because, dude, I went to that church right there on St. Bernard Highway by the school board. Mm-hmm. And, bro, that was the last time I've been there. I walked out, bro. When I walked in there and they got a sign that says Jesus, But Jesus is the word Jesus is made out of these little money symbols, and they have an ATM right next to this thing. I turned around, walked out, and I haven't been to church since.
Well, check this out.
Yeah,
but they have like okay, not to because I did just see not to shit on all of that because they I did see an article with a church that used all of their the money from the offering to pay off people's medical expenses. So like if
I mean,
this
not
pastor,
all churches are bad.
No.
I ain't
So if
gonna
this
say they
pastor
all
would have
bad.
went up there and made that as a PowerPoint, like we're going to pay off these people, or put research into people, to cancer benefits, or like we're gonna help people pay off their medical expenses. Like I can understand that, but no, this guy was just selling business. Be like, all right, like somebody doing an auction, pretty much. Like, oh, 1,000, who got 1,000? Like, I know all y'all got 1,000. Come on, bring it to me. We're gonna make this. It was all about you were gonna expand it. It wasn't like, what are y'all gonna do for people? Because that's what the money should be going.
This coming from his point of view, his perspective. Like he didn't come in looking for any special treatment.
No.
He walks into the building and he gets rushed
they
by
prepping them up.
telling him to go sit and we got a seat for you guys.
So yeah, that's a money grab.
right
So they
there.
put him up front in center so he can see this and hear this. Well, that's why they were saying like they got woken up out the blue. Like it was a plot. It was premeditated because they knew that people with money were in town. So they woke them up, tried to get them in front of the church so they can hustle this money out of them. And that's what he's getting at.
Bro.
It's
Yeah.
cold-blooded. And he said he's watching people just buy into it.
That's
and
just
because
people,
you don't like maybe there's a lot of celebrities are in that status figure like, oh well, I don't want to be embarrassed and be the celebrity so I'm gonna go up there and not only put 10,000, like he wants 1,000, I got 5,000. Look, that's nothing to me. I'm gonna just throw it down. But
dude,
T.I.
but
knowing he
how
can put $1 million in
how
there.
are
It's
you
like
worshiping God and
questioning
all
it.
that? You can't buy your way into heaven, bro.
well, that's
bullshit.
That's what I want to get at. And that was a valid point that he made in 2 Chainz.
Titty boy.
Yeah, Titty Boy. That's what he kept calling Titty Boy. He said, look, Titty Boy was trying to tell me to calm down. And he said, dude, the offering, they already brought the offering around.
Yeah,
the offering wasn't and it wasn't a regular offering, but he said this was a Sherwin-Williams 5-gallon bucket that they were bringing around before this pastor even came
They
up.
made sure they brought a big enough bucket for all that money.
So they will put, and then they come up trying to get people to put up $1,000 after offering
That's
already
a hustle,
been.
bro.
Well, right, he sees it in 2 Chainz trying to tell him, calm down, but calm down. And he said 2 Chainz pulled out $500. I said, what the? And he says, well, you gonna give him 500? Well, just give me 100 of the 5.
Yeah.
I ain't giving you $100.
Yeah, why you need 100?
Well, it's like, well, what? You know me.
Yeah.
You don't know this dude.
Yeah.
You gonna give him $500? You don't know what he's gonna do with that money. He just come up and he said that people behind him, like right behind him, that he knew were getting up. He turns with, y'all sit your fucking ass down. Y'all sit down right now.
And if you can hear his voice,
They need to listen to that man. He knows what's up, bro.
Yeah, he's like, dude, when and that was one of the things that he brought is like these pastors are saying that, making you feel guilty that if you don't give them the money, God's not gonna hear your calling. Like, how are you the gate? What makes you the gateway to God hearing my message?
Joe
And
Rogan,
you know what
actually,
I don't even need
and
God.
you know what that's doing?
Joe Rogan said
That's making people like, wow. So that's all this is. Is a money gimmick.
Joe Rogan
You know what I'm
on
saying?
his stand up. I saw him at the House of Blues. He said I'm spiritual. I'm very spiritual. He said, but he's like the reason he's like when I go to church, God's mad at me and I owe him money. Like pretty much, like that's how they
makes
try
you
to
feel
like not like
low.
That's why I feel
church should be in your heart, how you live.
That's why I don't agree with church. I like to do Bible study.
Well,
Bible study is
check
way
this
better
out.
when you're at the house with your kids and your family, and y'all read the Bible together and y'all go over things together.
Well,
dude,
here's the
you ain't
thing.
gotta go to church to be
This
connected
is what
to God.
This is what I would like to say is that this was a really true, valid point that he had said, which was beautiful to me. Is that all right? church in the Bible is defined as whenever two or more people meet up in a conversation. That's fellowship. Like what we're doing right now is fellowship.
Yeah.
Like we don't need this organized donate to the church. The way it's structured today, because they don't, like you said, they don't pay any taxes. You see a lot of pastors riding around clean. You know what I mean? Riding around clean. And it's all about how they can sell. Who's the best salesman of God?
Yeah.
That's the one who gets the most
That's
money.
just as bad as that little commercial at 3 a.m. You could buy a blessing for $3.95.
Right. I don't need
You know
God.
what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
need the church to coordinate with God.
Yeah.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with church, and there's nothing wrong with pastors, bro. Like, there's some really good, genuine pastors. There's some really good churches.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah.
you don't know which one. We're at this point now where you don't know which one to trust and which one not.
Well, the biggest one that's on TV, Joel Osteen, right? This man locked his doors. Locked his doors. He's got jets. He's got he locked his doors for a hurricane.
Well, he opened them up for the last one.
Yeah, after everybody was like, man, these, and then he started with his boy. Like, I would punch that dude in the teeth if I'm like.
He just looks like a fraud.
Like a little
bro.
scam art.
Like he's got this smile. Like it's almost like it's plastic surgery. That smile he has on his face the whole time he's talking about.
Man, yeah. It's almost as bad as the dudes that are at midnight that are whacking people with that coat and then they pass them out. Like, let me get that coat.
He is. This is where he's a genius.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why he's a genius is because he probably took the money he made from churches and invested it
untaxed
into the stock market.
Untaxed.
Right? And used it to play the game.
Yeah.
I don't even like I don't really like his sermons. I mean, they don't move me.
It's fake.
Right.
He fakes his voice, like everything about it. Like, it's not sincere. It's not legit. Like, I could, like, if I don't feel anything he's saying because it's all it's all scripted. It's
about
all
my situation after listening to that clown.
Yeah.
I like TD Jakes better than I like him. Honestly, TD Jake got some good shit to say, but it's pastors shouldn't be multimillionaires, bro. Like, and I'm not taking money away from anybody. But when you get that big to where you made it that big off a church, all you saving? What are you doing to help the world?
Yeah, if you have a private jet and they got people starving in your church, something's fucked up. Straight up, like
that's why, like I said,
weird.
do Bible study, read the Bible for yourself, and
live the right way.
You read the Bible with your mind open and your heart believing in God. God, you're gonna understand that Bible because He wants you to. You ain't gotta go to church. You ain't gotta give away your rent money just to be connected to God.
Yeah, like They say 10% of your income should go to the church.
No, you ain't gotta do that.
Well, I know people that put 30-40% into that and can't get ahead in life, but they it's man.
Yeah, because
you can't tell them anything about it.
You're just sitting here waiting on God.
Yeah,
you know
waiting
what I mean?
on God.
That's what you're waiting on.
Yeah.
By giving
and to me, it would be more impactful to God or you as a person to go and make a difference in somebody's life by just giving them 5 minutes, encouraging them, than would it be like, oh, you just got this extra money, I'm just gonna throw this money, let me buy my way into it. No, if you can buy your way into heaven, it's gonna be by you impacting other people's lives.
And there's nothing wrong with being rich
and giving back
and being a pastor. You know what I mean? Like but for me to give you just give you money, right, and not have any kind of proof where the money's going, no kind of way to validate exactly. No way to validate
feel guilty for even asking, huh?
It's a win-win situation because you giving this money to God, right, supposedly, and if He's doing the wrong thing with it, then you've done the right thing, and He's done the wrong thing.
Yeah. You know that Dave Chappelle meme where he's got a crown on and he's hugging money like this? And like looking at you, and he's hugging. It's a meme. Dave Chappelle, he's hugging money. That's what it is. It's like, you can't ask me about this. Like how you can't question
Right.
like that,
Don't
and that goes
question it.
all the way up, and that trickles down from the
Don't be a
Vatican.
menace. Don't ask why the pastor's driving around in the Mercedes.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Don't question God's
right,
will.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I mean, that's how dirty this game has become, and how stupid can
exploiting
you be?
people's
How
kindness.
greedy can you be as a pastor? Because it's like, I'm gonna get these fools. You know, they here. Oh, we gonna get them. We gonna get them.
T.I. was in the building. They went and got a bigger bucket, huh?
Yeah, and it backfired because wait, you telling me Rubber Band Man's not gonna put money in my
enough to catch that,
like
bro.
that's
I don't know how anybody else
Rubber
didn't
Band
catch
Man.
it.
Exactly. Like even
Because that's how, bro. That's how easy it is for them to do that.
and just
bro.
imagine like his loudness. If 2 Chainz is like, please calm down. You're gonna embarrass
I know how
me.
you are. You about to cause this shit. Just relax. I'm gonna put this $500 in here.
Yeah.
and
T.I.
we're all
was
gonna-
probably
And it's not like T.I. is
the
a shitty dude because before he went to jail he did a lot of community outreach. He saved a lot of
he's-
youth. You
I
know,
love
like
T.I.
he does a lot of good. He got caught with guns in his trunk. He went to jail. Yeah, stupid shit. But him as a person helping other people, he's a legit good dude, and he will call you out on your shit. Like he's not gonna just. He went there to be a good dude for Kanye. You know, and then like he was expecting that, and Kanye kind of just twisted all that on them. That just be like, man, you got this dude up here like making me feel bad because I'm gonna speak up, and I can respect that because I'm always gonna be that guy that's gonna speak up no matter what.
Well,
like,
in front
like
of Killer Mike was laughing at him. He's like, he showed up 15 minutes late, and he had to sit in the back. He said, I got stuck in the poor folks chair. You got put on the throne. I'm glad I showed up late. And he said that he's sitting in the back. He's seeing all. He's laughing.
Yeah.
He said, dude, I was laughing the whole time this is going on because I knew what time it was. But I'm laughing, and you know, just everything he's saying, I picked it up. But they ain't coming back here because where I was sitting at, they don't care about my money. They made all people who they thought was rich go sit in the front.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
That's
like,
crazy that all the rich people get to sit in the front. Huh?
you know,
yeah.
They line. They even set you up where they want you to
Yeah,
sit.
that's targeting. That's financial targeting.
Yeah.
You know, okay, well it's 1,000 of them. It's like $5 to a
That just
regular
shows you
person.
how much thought they put
Yeah.
into that.
it's so silly. Like nobody. I mean, if you think that we ain't even in a small church, dog. Like his selling point was this small church. And then how big this church got.
Yeah, like
from
this is
the
where
small
we got.
church.
Yeah.
So let's
We
keep
in a
it
mega
going.
church
Yeah.
right now, and you telling me everybody, you know, I need 20 people to put $1,000.
Like, he might as well have been up there and be like,
right now.
Joe Austin got a jet.
Right.
And I need a jet.
I need a UFO.
Yeah, I need a UFO. And I need
I
the
need
money
a
right now
flying
because I know all
saucer.
y'all got it.
I need
And
a
y'all here for
flying
Kanye
saucer.
and say, just like, you know, like it's a money grab that is untaxed.
That's what he said. I ain't about to give no pastor so you can buy a new Benz. That's
Yeah.
not gonna happen. You know, and I don't even know who this guy is. Right? He said he ain't done with it. He said they went and looked up his name because he's like, I don't even know his name. So he had whoever runs his shit
Yeah.
to go look up the name, call them out on it, say, hey, we ain't done with you yet. You're gonna be dealt with.
Expose him. Ask
be
questions
dealt with.
and expose shit. Like that's what. And people are scared. Like they're like, oh well, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut because nobody else is asking questions. Even though I have a question. Like if you got a question, if you question it, no matter what, no matter how people are gonna look at you, just if you have something inside of you that you're not buying into a person, you think they full of shit. Like speak up on it because other people probably thinking the same thing, and it takes that one person to stand up for other people to follow them and do the right thing, what they believe in, and then keep people like this from, you know, expose them and then give the money to the pastors that are giving it back to the church to help the people, and they still in a church that may be bigger than this, but it's a feeling that you get. It's not, you don't need to be in a temple
It's
built
follow
of
your heart.
gold.
Follow
Right.
your heart.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna take care of itself. See what happens is when people start watching on this here, I'm sorry, they can't see our face no more. So they just like fuck it.
Yeah.
That's why we need a good camera, bro.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut y'all, because everybody who's listening on audio, we actually live on Facebook, and we're trying to find the right angle.
Yeah,
We just fucking around.
and it's growing, and like we're saying, like it's on all platforms. So
Right.
we're getting hits from other people that don't even know who we are, don't even know what we do for a living, don't know that we do music. They're just listening because of our conversation.
This is our little
Right.
Facebook. Yeah, we just throw it live on our
Yeah.
Facebook extra. So I'm gonna get a little closer. That way, you can, even if I'm punch sending, you got his one eye. It is what it is. But I'm glad that you wanted to talk about this because I could talk about UFOs every week. I'll make it public. I'm all about the alien conspiracy, son.
Me too.
They
Believe
made
it to the fullest.
It's the shirt.
It's
The
out
tic-tac.
there.
I believe the shit's real. I don't know in the extent, like where it comes from or what it is or how it gets here, but Joe Rogan is forefronting, by him bringing the right people on board to talk about it. He's forefronting the
movement.
Right, the movement, opening the doors to let people experience and see what's really going on. Because Fox News couldn't even do it. The Washington Post couldn't do it. Because this is something that came out 2 years ago. Well, 2019. Yeah, almost 2 years ago. In December of 2017 was that those videos that you saw. We're talking about the gimbal video and the other one, the 2004 video. I forgot the Nimitz.
The Nimitz.
The Nimitz video was in 04.
The San
gimbal,
Diego or something.
Right. The gimbal was in
Yeah.
2014. Now, with this when it first came out, it's hard for people to gravitate and grab it because it was jet fighter radar. And jet fighter radar, you don't know what the fuck you're looking at. They can say whatever it is. It's just this black and white screen
Right.
with a little spot on it. You heard, but the guy's Frazier, David Frazier, that was his name.
The pilot.
The pilot. His
I
testimony.
think that was his name. Right.
His testimony.
But he's saying the radar that they was picking it up on the ship now. And
Right.
the radar was at the time was state of the
Right.
art.
Well, the reason why I'm saying is that the video that they actually showed and exploited, we had 60 already.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. But the video that they actually come out and exploited, didn't really have his true story behind it and didn't get into true detail. Like, the podcast was great because he was able to say things that you didn't normally hear.
It's
Right.
not monetized by the 1% that owns every news channel. So Joe Rogan can ask the shit that
Right, he asked
Right.
the
Fox
right
News
questions.
and CNN's not gonna. Yeah, it's Joe
And-
Rogan's the truth.
And it's a
Right. He is, man.
a tic-tac, right? Like this tic-tac shaped object that can move from 0 to God knows how many
Maneuvering. He was
knots.
saying it was maneuvering in these ways, in certain ways, like at will. Like
Yeah.
there's like something
Teleporting and shit like
Kinda
crazy
like that.
shit. Yeah.
Well, it just moved. Yeah, it was just moving at speeds like that's past Mach.
instantaneously.
Yeah.
Like, it's at will.
And it was almost as if it was putting on. It was doing it intentionally, like it was putting on a show.
Yeah.
Right.
We here.
Because they knew they were being chased. Like whatever the object was, you can tell by the way it acted. Like it knew it was being chased. And he what the scary part was, what's really scary is he said on radio he's gonna go fly to a certain coordinate after he's seen it, and that thing was sitting there waiting on it when it got there. Because you know how he saw it floating over the water and then it took off, and he was going, I'm gonna go to X whatever coordinates, and then it was sitting there, like it was just sitting there waiting on him to get
It's
to
unbelievable.
show up.
like how did you know that shit? Like, are you listening like that? But when you open your Facebook and they already giving you what you're talking about, like
Right.
yeah, like we here.
And he said that the government, you know how they say, no, don't talk about this to anybody. Like a lot of pilots come out, they're told by their predecessors or,
Yeah,
person
chain of
in
command.
charge,
Yeah.
shut up, you don't talk about this
See,
to anybody. He said
one
he
of the
was never
questions
told that.
after watching that, something that caught my attention after watching that, the way they describe these saucers or whatever these objects are, they small. So you thinking, is it like a extraterrestrial drone, or you think there's something driving that thing?
Right.
Because what I'm thinking is this thing is so small, so they're not driving from far away with no food, fuel. I mean, like, think about, for us to pull something off like that, you got to bring.
But the fact that it doesn't have any windows,
You thinking it's like they got a wormhole? How it's getting here, teleporting, or
I mean,
how you think it's?
Think about his
here?
explanation. It's a tic-tac. It looks like a tic-tac.
It's small.
How
that thing is not journeying for a long time.
How else can I describe it but a tic-tac? Because it didn't have any windows. It did, you know what I mean? It's just this white object, this pearly white object, and it moved and it could be some kind of, like you said, it could be remote controlled. They might not have a pilot in that thing. You might have nobody physically flying that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It could be some kind of, we don't know. And that's what's scary about it, because you don't know. You don't know where it is, where it came from.
Are they artificial intelligence that advanced?
Well, I wouldn't.
To where the ship is thinking for itself?
So in that one, like he said, they were watching these things on radar for like 2 weeks before.
Yeah, before they even sent them out there, because they was just doing like a little.
And they didn't even know. You know, they had no idea that these were. You know, that they were watching these objects. Well, then, the gimbal situation. You heard how he was talking about how that thing sounded fuck a tic-tac. A ball inside of a cube.
Yeah.
Spinning around. Almost hits the pilot. Like, flies right in between.
But think about it. That sounds like artificial intelligence. A ball spinning inside of a cube. I mean, a cube spinning inside of a ball, whatever.
How can you explain something that you can't explain? Like,
exactly.
You don't understand the technology of it. So it can be scary. So I can understand how the government would not come out and just say that shit right away. Like, oh, we just had something that flew in the sky that was a ball inside a cube that flew in between two pilots. You know, what are we looking at? Until they can kind of give just a small explanation of what it is, then we can be able to, get a little understanding for it. Then maybe we can, because there's going to be a million questions flying. Well, we don't have answers to any of these questions. You're telling us, you know. So, but it's leaning more towards like some kind of unlifting the veil. What are we witnessing? Because there's been thousands and thousands of reports from people of seeing UFOs and different unidentified objects. And for the government to say that they stopped researching them, no, bullshit. You never stopped researching it. You just didn't make it public. And then they even changed the name of it. Now it's not UFOs, it's UAPs. Right. Unidentified aerial phenomenon is the new term.
And what makes me wonder is like why the Navy is just all of a sudden, like the U.S. Navy all of a sudden saying, yeah, check this out. The pilots all reporting this, and they went public about it.
So, and what we discussed,
maybe the Navy department is like they fed up with the behind the closed doors bullshit.
Right. But they said there's people inside the military that want to, want this to be exposed. But there's a lot of people that don't. So there's a lot of conflict in exposing this information. Well, the guy, Luis Elizondo, which we talked about this the first time we talked about aliens, is that they're taking a lot of credit for this. This exposure with Tom DeLonge, lead singer from Blink-182, being a forefront of actually getting this stuff to the public, because nobody really understood. He's not screaming for truth. He had an actual game plan and how to, how we can leak this out to the public by doing it through different different avenues in entertainment and slowly exposing the public to the truth. Because he didn't know it all. He said, I don't have, they're not telling me everything, but they've told me enough because they know what I want to do and want to do it in the right way. And the guy, Luis Elizondo, was the guy who ran the UAP program, and he resigned because he saw it wasn't going anywhere. And then they stopped funding it. And he was, think about being somebody who gets hired to do this job and is truly dedicated to trying to find the truth, and then the government just tell you, we didn't find enough. Like, we don't have the money to fund this anymore.
Well,
So
now
he's
they're
done.
saying, now that the Navy is coming out with all that now, they're saying lawmakers are actually wanting to get to the bottom
Well, yeah,
of it.
because
something's definitely
them
going
exposing
on.
it got the Navy to actually be the first ones to open up, because he was a Navy for the David, the guy, the pilot was a Navy pilot.
Well, they was saying, like, the way he was describing it was like nobody questioned him about it. Nobody with suits showed up or none of that. Like, not like you thought they would.
Right, because and it's just like they know it happens all the time, right?
Right.
He was just the first one that went public about it, and they wasn't surprised by it. The military already knows. They don't see, and the pilots, the guys who fly in the air the most are the ones that obviously going to be exposed to it. We get in a plane one time, what's our chances of seeing it? But somebody who's in the air every day, right? You know what I mean? Like every day somebody's in the air. If it's out there, you're going to see it. So there's a good chance that most pilots seen something that they didn't explain. Now, what I want to tell you is all of the things that he said, I've already learned. I've already researched. I heard these stories. The shit that he was talking about that he heard in the water when the military was trying to pull torpedoes out the water and trying to pull submarines, like use submarines and use torpedoes in the water, and people who was in the military that was involved in that mission witnessed something come up, grab the torpedo, and rip it back down, and just disappeared. And some people say, "Oh, it just fell," but it's like, no,
these motherfuckers got
at
the
the speed
best.
this thing got ripped down into the water.
These dudes got the best training, the best state-of-the-art, most advanced radars, sensors, and everything. They know what the fuck happened.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But they don't know who did it.
They don't know. No,
but
they
something
know
grabbed it. Something pulled
and
it.
There's no big magnet. It's not like it's.
That shit's
it can't
scary.
be explained. Yeah.
And then you talk about all these. If you look into the UFO conspiracy, like the underwater, unsubmerged objects, whatever, is a big topic. Like there's bases underwater. There's a lot of things that our ocean is more unexplained than our space. You know what I mean? Like the universe, we know more about the universe than we know about our own ocean.
Yeah, like the percentage of water we are, like, we're all water.
So, but we can't, like, a lot of it has been undiscovered, unseen, untampered with. We don't know what's down there. And it's spooky. Like, you don't, I mean, we need oxygen. So I can,
Yeah.
We feel more comfortable going in outer space than we do going in the
people
water.
Don't respect the water. That shit's
People
a
scared
monster.
to drown.
You ever seen those little weird fishes that swim down deep where no light reaches down below?
Oh, them glowfish and shit.
Bro,
like
all
them
kind of
crazy.
weird shit down there.
They
saying they got a lot of species that's not even discovered.
Right, that's what I mean, because we haven't even uncovered. Yeah, there's so many things that we don't know about the bottom of the ocean.
See, and that's the thing. They could be intelligent life down there that we don't even know about, and that's where they're coming from.
Right,
That's why it's coming out the fucking water. It might not be coming from
many
a foreign
stories that documented of objects coming in and out the water. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like shooting out the
remember?
ocean,
You ever
going
read
back
about
in
the back like a long time ago, the lost city of Atlantis? How they was like supposed to be like this really advanced
I
race.
know about that. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Know about Atlantis. Yeah,
That could be them, bro.
And we're still trying to find that city. You know, like that people are still looking for it. They don't really just the same way people look for Noah's Ark.
Yeah.
They're still looking for the lost city of Atlantis, and everybody's got their own explanation of where it is and where it could be. A lot of people believe that Antarctica, it was the lost city of Atlantis, because their ice is melting and they're seeing pyramids showing up, like pyramid-looking structures showing up in Antarctica. Like when you fly and you look over it, these structures are pyramids. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
and the shape of them are just too perfect to just be something that God made. You know, this is man-made structures.
Right.
Yeah. It's an eerie topic, and I'm excited to see what comes out forward, because a lot of these things have never been spoken about, and they're being more. It's working its way into.
And if you notice, like that, the information is starting to come out faster and faster. Like
right.
you getting updates on us weekly.
Right. And I think people don't really. When it first came out, I was like, "This is groundbreaking." But
yeah.
I think the video, the fact that people want to see the little green man walk up to the president
you're not gonna
on
see a little
video
green man.
and shake hands with
this
Trump.
Ain't Mars
and they
attacks,
sit there
dude.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what they need to feel different about it. But no. Think about something that you cannot control. Think about some object that can go from 0 to thousands of miles an hour, silent, has
going so fast that you almost thinking it's teleporting.
Right. Because if we could do this in the military, we would have already done it. You know what I mean? Like, it would already be exposed. And for American pilots to say, this shit is scaring the hell out of me.
And
I don't
think
know
about
what
it.
it is.
You think a human being can fly that thing without human error?
Well, no, you can't. The problem is physics. If I go from 0 to that, my brains are gonna blow out of my head.
That's what the pilot was saying. There's no way.
You can't do it. Think about being on the Gravitron. You ever been on the Gravitron when the thing spins around in circles? And
I hate that damn thing.
Yeah, I can't do it now. I used to love to. Everybody used to ride the Gravitron.
I used to throw up with that shit.
But that thing's not going fast. It's probably going 20 miles an hour. So just think if you just, right? Your fucking head's gonna explode. All your insides are gonna come out of your body. Like you're just gonna boosh.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's unbelievable though. Like you said, I can't wait to see what unfolds from this.
Right, what's gonna come out of it, and they're starting to uncover like some of the technology, understanding how anti-gravity works. That's because that's what they think it is.
Well, they've been researching it for years now, trying to figure this out.
There's a lot of stuff that they know that they're not telling us, and hope they're leaking it to the public.
They feel probably because the thing is, they know they can't just come out and say it. Because people would just go retarded.
Would they?
Oh, how would people take in that information?
With that. No, we don't use that word.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah. People would not go Down syndrome. They would just be, people would be ecstatic. No, they wouldn't be excited. They panic.
People would panic. Yeah.
Nah, I think they would have panicked. That's why I'm saying, like, that first article that came out when they exposed that the military saying, no, there's real unexplained objects flying, and here's the video.
Yeah, these people are too dumb for it.
And people didn't care.
Exactly, but hold up. But answer this, okay? You come out, this is what's going on. And then you're going to have people, well, what do we do about it? How do you answer that?
No, because you're going to have people just freaking out, like panic mode. You don't do that. The problem
is it's not getting enough exposure by mass media. So the exposure that it did get is getting the back end of a news segment.
Yeah, you want to know why? Because how does that interfere with your society of today, your civilization?
Well, it's going to make people start to think. And here's the issue. If this shit is real, if there's really places like beings from other worlds coming here and doing this stuff, it questions everything. We go back to religion. You're not gonna want to put that $1,000 in the pot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You ain't gonna want to put that $1,000 in the pot because I think you full of shit. Cause tic-tac just showed up right over this church and shot out. You know what I mean? Like, so who's that? That's the God right there. That's the power of God right there. Not you. Right. Not you talking about selling me. You got a Benz. This guy's got a, thing. Bugatti's clean.
Tic-tac.
That thing is clean. I want to figure out what he's riding in. I want to rock with him. That's where we at. I mean, that's why they don't want it. They don't want it to be exposed because they know we would completely change the whole way we think. And if it's anti-gravity, if you don't need to fill up your gas pump to run that thing, then you're dealing with a world of people who are starving, who don't need anybody if they can discover how to use that technology to feed themselves. You feel me? You know what I mean? Like,
and what's this is the sad part about it is
it means
those guys behind closed doors,
right? But
closed doors telling us what they feel like we're ready to know.
The poorest guy in Africa has nothing on the Rockefellers. I'm sorry. The Rockefellers have nothing on the poorest guy in the bottom hole of Africa who's dying and starving if we all had that same technology. They don't want that shit to get out because whoever gets it and exposes it rules the world.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This isn't the world for that. This is rich.
Or maybe
the rich get richer, poor get
maybe
poorer.
the reason why they starting to expose it. I mean, starting to give us information on because maybe they starting to feel like it's time for us to know.
Hopefully,
no, it's not them wanting us. It's not them wanting us to know. It's us having the. It's us having the outlet.
Why is the Navy coming out with this information?
It's not how you know it's how you know it's not just people that are in the Navy that can leak this information. It might not. The Navy don't want you to know. It might be just people affiliated with the Navy that's got that information at their hand and has the social media or internet to get it out. They don't want you to know. We are educating ourselves.
I feel like at this point, the Navy came out with that because they have no choice but to come out with it.
Because we found it
right after the exposure.
But the way they even they came out with it. And then after all, weeks of commotion about it, they came out and said, "No, this is really happening." They confirmed it.
Right.
They followed up.
We confirmed it. They just okay. We can't
they
hide
agreed,
it.
They said
we can't hide it.
Yeah,
right.
They can't hide it anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was getting at. Luis Elizondo, actually, by him forefronting and going openly exposing these videos, because he was the forefront of the gimbal. He got clearance to these videos because he was in charge of the UAP phenomenon. He was the one who was investigating. Anytime there was some kind of unexplained sighting, it would come on his desk, and it was his job to investigate it. So he resigned because he saw that the military wasn't trying to do anything to figure this problem out. So he resigned. So he can move away from the military and go public about it. Because he couldn't talk about it actually being under employment.
Right.
So he unemployed himself, and the military gave him clearance to these two videos, the gimbal one and the Nimitz one. So he's the spearhead for exposing it. Now, since true military officials, homeboys retired. David Frazier's retired. The other guys with the cube spinning around and shit. Not the Nimitz, the gimbal one, which is the one with the ball inside the cube where they almost got hit and shit. That they all retired pilots, so they can talk about it now. You know what I mean? Like that. So that they're talking about it. But Luis Elizondo's saying, "Hey, there's a whole lot more that I can't say." And just for him to say, so this is enough. This should be enough to turn people's heads and be like, what the fuck is going on? We need,
People too dumb, bro.
Right, they don't care.
Yeah, it's not. It's people just. It's not too dumb. They just don't care.
They don't care.
Like
right? They
need
E.T. to show up on the front door.
They still not gonna care
and say, "Where's
like, okay, well, they'll be like, oh shit, it was true. Oh well."
Bro, if I see E.T. pull up at my front door, bro, I'm like, dude, where we going, bro? Because we about to bounce from here.
Be like, hey, how's your weed out there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shit, we finna smoke something. Right? Nah, I'm just saying, like, who knows the truth? I don't know.
We'll keep digging.
We'll keep digging, and I can't wait to hear what the next story is. But that was just him coming on that podcast and telling that story, and then saying things that he didn't normally say on the news, like the Abyss thing, like things that happened in the water. That he's saying that his partners in the military.
You can go watch all this on YouTube. They released all the footage.
Because he said that after he went public, people reached out to him as if he was like an advocate, and they just like wanted to tell him their, so like he's a pioneer, like, so they want him to tell their story to him, like, you're not alone, right? This and what happened to me. So that's why he's getting all these phone calls and getting these stories of different people in the military and just civilians. They follow on him just so they can tell him what happened to them, because now they can get out with it, because people are scared to say what they saw. They're afraid because if I tell everybody what I saw, they're going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Because nobody knows what the hell it is. So we're going to end it like that. Y'all have a wonderful week. This is the Turnkey Kids Podcast, episode 11. And see y'all next week. Platforms. This is Voodoo Entertainment. Y'all check us out. We actually going serious. It's about to get real. We on all platforms: Spotify, iHeart, TuneIn, anywhere you listen to podcasts. Your most famous streaming sites, we there.
Yep.
My tongue slither like the feel of a snake skin, make you quiver, reptilian brain moves into the
cerebellum,
hit a cadence, Caucasian nation, we just war on the haters, don't hate the player, hate the game, or get attacked by the gator, snapping news like that,
Later.